Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools on how to do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is the day that we talk tech in easy to understand terms. So relax, sit back, get your coffee. Let's talk about what's happening in tech this week. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to those of you watching live and on the replay. We're sending out some hearts to you.
I don't know if
Oh
my
my
hearts are
God.
still working.
Yes, I'll send out some for you, friend. Here we go.
Okay, cool, good. Did I turn them off? I don't
I
know.
don't know. Oh my goodness. This subject, it's tech. What can I say? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
they're
what you got
on.
for us this morning?
All right, so I got a little bit of tech history and
Mhm.
then some tech that's making history. So let's get to it. Let's talk about, let's see. Let's talk about the first San Francisco cable car. It occurred August 2nd, 1873. The Clay Street Railroad begins operation, making it the first cable car in San Francisco's now famous cable car system.
I love that. I love that trolley that goes up and down High Street. Oh,
All over San Francisco.
and you can just see the bay when it goes down the hill.
Hmm.
It's like just like the movies. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, there's no other way to describe that. Have I ever been on one? For
Well, if
some
you've been
reason,
to High Street down to Pier 39, you probably rode the High Street cable car going straight up.
I don't know. I'm just
It's
trying to
really
remember, have I
nice.
been on one,
On a
Just
cable car?
yeah. I'm
It's
just
the thing to do if you ever get to San Francisco is to ride that cable car. It's
yes.
it's a tourist thing, maybe.
It is definitely a tourist thing. And then the one that goes on Lombard Street that goes that
Lombard.
twists. Okay. It's just something to do if you come to California and go to San Francisco. Okay, so let me see. I have some space news here. July 31st, 1971, using the battery-powered lunar roving vehicle, astronaut David Scott of the Apollo 15 mission becomes the first person to drive a vehicle on the moon. The LRV was used during the last three missions to the moon, Apollo 15, 16, and 17. The three LRVs used during the mission still remain on the surface of the moon. Guess they couldn't bring it back. Okay. July 29th, the first transcontinental phone call. The first test call is made on the newly completed transcontinental telephone line, taking place between New York and San Francisco. The last pole was erected and the line was completed 2 days earlier on July 27th, but commercial service did not start until July 25th of the next year. The 6-month delay was due to AT&T's wish to publicize the service in conjunction with San Francisco's 1915 World Fair. They were trying to get some publicity.
Very nice.
Yep, and I do believe that is what year was that? 1914. One of those things. Oh no, that was the other thing when the first text message went out, and it at that point the Pony Express was no longer a thing. I was like, wow. But this reminds me of the AI situation or other technology that comes in. Something that was done before is no longer needed. The horses could take a break. People riding the horses could take a break. And they would need to now find other things to do with their time. All right, so let's take a look. Another story in tech history. Yahoo and Microsoft sold Yahoo sold its search assets to Microsoft. This is in 2009, making a major shift in the search engine landscape. Microsoft created a search engine for Yahoo, while Yahoo handled the premium search advertisers. I was like, that's interesting. Never knew those two came up with the deal. Like Microsoft was running the stuff in the background. Um, Talking about some fingerprinting used as evidence. So William James Herschel first used fingerprinting as a method of identification, paving the way for modern forensic science, and that was in 1858. And so now we have that. So let's talk about some tech that's making history. And that would be Amazon's Just Walkout technology. Amazon has developed a new AI model for its Just Walkout, which streamlines the process of tracking shoppers' activity and generating receipts. This advancement is expected to accelerate the rollout of the technology to third-party stores. Okay, neural headphones. So at the CES in 2024, neural headphones that can read brain waves and can control computers were showcased. These headphones, like the Naji Neural Earbuds, are designed to offer non-invasive alternative to brain implants, making a significant step in wearable tech.
Wow.
I'm not sure I want something messing with my brain, but
Well, I I think it depends on if you're incapacitated. You
then
know,
I
you
can
will
see
try
that
anything
to get,
depending on, the severity of the
and this is
situation.
non-invasive, meaning that they're not having to go into your brain and put something in there. They're using
Electrodes.
the earbuds to do
Mhm.
that, which is
Well,
interesting,
that's an advance. That's a serious advancement.
right? To so the earbuds can read the brain waves.
The waves. Yes, makes sense. It makes sense, but I know it's got to be complicated. It's like radio waves.
Right. And but we pick up radio waves, and like we're picking up waves right now. So technically it's not that different than what we're already doing. It's just that it's now picking up people instead of other things. Let's see. I thought I had one more story um, with the tech brew people. It's I got tech all around me, and I'm like, where is my story? Oh,
Yes, we do. Tech is everywhere, is it? Oh my
so so we know we have smart cars, and now Detroit is looking into smart roads, and they're talking about how Cavenue is using a Michigan pilot project to make roadways smarter. I thought, okay.
Now,
um,
yes. Now we had a story about that overseas. Now it's here in Detroit. They're trying
Yeah,
it.
they're getting started. They got a buy-in from the state government in Michigan, or Cavenue. Cavenue is the company, and so they had to, go make their presentation to places, um, and they got buy-ins from Michigan and Texas. And it says Duvall, who previously worked at the U.S. Department of Transportation, hopes to see government play a more active role in supporting technology that will enable communication between infrastructure and the connected and automated vehicles that have some targets of massive investments. Um, They recently unveiled the initial phase of the I-94 connected and automated corridor. The company is saying it is first of its kind smart road deployment. So not sure what the road is going to do.
That's what I was going to ask you, Fran. I was going to ask, does it recharge the car like the one overseas,
I
or
would
does it,
I would like to see that.
as you, it's designed to charge the car as you go?
It
Um,
says they see potential for smart roads to deliver safer, more accessible roadways. They're being very vague here.
yeah, they are.
I'm like, so what does the road do? Um, we think this digital transformation is powerful. So we don't take more aggressive view as a country on supplying these technologies. But what do you do?
Maybe we'll get more specificity later.
Yeah, because I don't know. So if we okay, anyway, they got buy-ins from people, but I don't know what they're buying in. I wonder it would help to tell us what you do.
Yes. Well, maybe it's a secret.
Well, they probably
So
don't
they
want to
beta
tell a whole
test it.
bunch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what is it supposed to do?
We don't know what the deliverables are.
Would keep Michigan on the cutting edge of mobility. That still's not telling us anything. Okay, the system encompasses advanced digital and physical infrastructure, including sensors, advanced wireless communication, and full digital twin of the roadway. They have poles along the 3 mile corridor, and it relays information on traffic factors like crashes, adverse weather, and congestion to the Department of Transportation. Eventually, the technology will enable notifications to connected vehicles of potential safety hazards ahead, such as debris or stalled vehicles, giving drivers a heads up to prepare for tricky traffic conditions. Can reduce congestion and emissions, according to Cavanagh.
Well, maybe this is in more remote areas, because can we get all that information from Waze right now from the
Well, okay,
app?
that I was just thinking that. I'm like, don't my phone do that? Actually, and your maps on in some most of the cars will start saying, tell you this is the
Take a
fastest.
detour or whatever.
Right. I was like, okay.
This is why we need more kids in government. People who keep up with technology. Say,
Right.
hey,
Because
you already got that. I got that on my phone.
mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So they're yeah. Okay. They need to be very more much more clear on what the deliverable is, and if it's just telling me what's coming up on the road, ways map, most of all the maps do it. So anywho, that's your week in tech history and tech making history.
Thank you so much, Fran. Fran, I am just sort of enamored of what's going on over at the Olympics.
Oh
And
yeah.
And so I found this video on CNN about how they actually judge the gymnastics, because I'm all about the gymnastics. I mean, our ladies are really knocking
they
it out over
they
there in the gymnastics and the swimming. But
Yes, silver and bronze.
yes, last night, and then they had won the gold as a team. I'm just really excited. So one of the things that I was concerned about is the judging, because some years you feel like, depending on what country the Olympics are in, the judging might be a little biased or whatever. So I found out that there are some tools to help gymnasts improve over a period of time. So let me see if I can pull this video up. Hold on.
Right, because what I watched yesterday, I thought the girl from the U.S., the second girl, did better than the girl from Brazil. Sorry, y'all, but and I
Gotcha.
was like, "How's our numbers?" Okay, I
It's,
don't. This is gonna be good because. And you're muted.
oh, let me roll the video so I can show you some of the things that are actually going on in the gym these days. Let's see. Can we?
There's a new player in the game. Not them, the camera. Using AI, it's tracking every moment of every complex move. The judging support system is a joint venture between Fujitsu and the International Gymnastics Federation, or FIG. It's already revolutionizing the judging process at top gymnastics competitions by detecting subtleties the human eye can't, like the exact angle on a twist or height of a flip. In Japan, gymnasts themselves are using it to level up their training. Today, I'm just outside Tokyo to test it out. Right now, I'm at Jintendo University, which over the years has produced a lot of Olympians, including professional athletes in my absolute favorite sport to watch at the Olympics, gymnastics. I'm here today because I'm going to find out if I would make the cut. Before I jump on a balance beam, I want to check out my pretty intimidating competition. Impressive. While some sports are about goal scoring and crossing finish lines, gymnastics is decidedly harder to judge. Each gymnast's floor routine must be an assortment of choreographed moves. And fun fact, there are 1,500 different moves for them to choose from. Points are awarded based on the level of difficulty and execution, and can be deducted for penalties, such as stepping out of bounds. Safe to say, keeping track is a skill.
A perfect routine? The sky's the limit for this degree of difficulty.
Traditionally, judges have relied only on shorthand, using basic symbols to evaluate a routine. FIG's president, Morinari Watanabe, says as a result, scoring disputes are all too common.
In sports like gymnastics and figure skating that are scored by judges, all the different judges will see things differently. This is basically unfair. That is why I implemented AI. I wanted to make the sport more fair.
So we've been doing work on artificial intelligence for a long time, about 30 years, right? And this is basically leveraging our strengths in vision AI, which is looking at human motions using camera-based technology. We see potential, not just in this, but in other sports as well.
Okay, I'm going to take off my socks now so that I can make a fool out of myself on this balance beam. I want to understand more about the tech. That's pretty smooth. Not bad. I'm coming for you, Simone Biles. Luckily, the man who developed it has appeared. So can you explain to me how this technology works using these 4 different cameras?
First of all, the 4 cameras will capture your movement, then it will try to determine the position of your joints.
Once it's mapped my major joints, the software can provide real-time feedback. Let's see what it thinks of my triple backflip. 2, 1. Whoa. Okay, I was joking. So, coach, tell me how I did.
So the score for this movement is a D score, 0 points, because there was not a single technique.
Oh. I got 0 points. I got 0 points. Do you think it's improved your performance?
I feel it has. When I used it in training, I was able to understand precisely how much I wasn't able to split my legs during my jumps. So it had a very good effect on my practice.
AI can't replace the athletes yet. But what does it mean for the exceptionally skilled judges or experienced and dedicated trainers? Do you think that AI could potentially replace your position as a coach?
I don't think so. Coaching isn't just about teaching the technique. It's also about building a plan and providing a heart-to-heart intuitive guidance on what is lacking or not.
When it comes to gymnastics scoring, Fujitsu says AI can only inform a judge's decision, not make it for them.
Actual score is not just a matter of how those motions have been executed, but how pleasing those motions were, how artistic those motions were. The system is, it doesn't have emotions, right?
I think that the hurdle AI is up against is humanity. How are you going to judge art, Mr. Watanabe? They ask.
AI in gymnastics, helping judges and athletes to improve their game with powerful accuracy.
Sorry about that.
He talked about the judges were using shorthand, and I'm like,
Yes.
excuse me?
Yeah.
And then they were doing math, and I was like, no wonder these people ain't getting no scores, because
It's fractions of, you know what I mean, that could make a difference.
and a calculator needs to make those type of tenths of a point in a blah blah blah. Not,
You know what I mean?
there was a lot of room for human error, and I was like,
I thought that was really, really interesting.
I think we should have had the AI can help with that a lot. Now, the other thing is, I do see the human element of it, taking
the artistry.
right. I can see that, but I think there should be a blend.
Absolutely.
You give your how much the artistry is, but let the calculator do the
Technique.
the numbers and the technique. You don't. Okay. Like I said, I watched last night, or the replay, whatever it was, because I can't seem to figure out when everybody's coming on. And the girl Sulin, yeah. So she came up first. I thought her routine was spot on, and it was very, very good. And they gave her 13 point something. I was like,
13.6, I think.
Yeah, like 13.6. She did good. She did really well. She didn't step out of bounds, and she hit her little points, and there was, degrees of difficulty that I can't do. So, and I thought she did well. Now, no shade on Brazil, but that girl, she stepped out of bounds.
I didn't see that part. I saw the replay this morning. I only watched Suli and
Simone.
Wow. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other girl, she stepped out of bounds. It wasn't a big step out of bounds, but she still stepped out of bounds. And I'm like, how are you silver? And
it was an all around thing. So there were several apparatuses. And yeah, there were several.
Okay, so maybe there was
something
else that she. Okay, it wasn't just that event, because I was like, wait a minute. Okay, never mind.
So I just thought it was interesting that they have this AI to help these athletes perfect their skills, and now possibly to help with the judging, which I think is an improvement, because sometimes.
Right.
In past, I've really questioned.
Like, what did you see? That the rest.
And are you biased because you're from a different country? All of that.
Yeah.
I have one more story,
Okay.
and then I'll be back. And that is about, I'm all about robots, guys. So so let's take a look at this one. You want to see the robots? Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can get this on full screen. Is it on full screen,
Yes,
ladies?
it is.
Okay, so I'm going to open up the see what's going on. Right now, we just have music, but it'll eventually start talking to us.
Hmm. It's called Vero. A dog-like vacuum uses AI to identify cigarette butts and sucks them up with its feet.
The Vero robot is really born out of almost a frustration of seeing how people are just flicking away and just leaving the cigarette butts on the beach in the small alleys. And these are places where machines can't access, like, let's say, the cleaning vehicles that can clean the roads very efficiently and the squares.
What do you think of that story? Look at that. It's
And
like
later on, either a human team or a different robot team can go and collect also the bigger items, because obviously the sucking is limited to smaller items for now.
With apps like Google Docs and Meet, get any job done all on your phone.
Okay, so was that the end of that?
yes.
Okay. There needs to be more development, but I can see his point. And then the other people who's throwing the cigarette butts down the ground, they need to come on now, y'all. Pick up behind yourself, put the stuff in an ashtray.
Provide some ashtrays. I don't know if this is the common place for them to go out and smoke. You know, give them somewhere to put them out too.
Right, like like the sand thing or whatever. And don't just we shouldn't have to be figuring out a robot. Our robots or a robot being developed should have something better to do than clean up after some lazy people.
Well, I tend to agree. However, it's just like people who litter. Every once in a while, you get two or three, and it looks pretty tough once they start littering.
It only takes a few people. Like, how do you just take your trash out of your car and put it on the ground and drive away?
That's cold-blooded, isn't it?
And it's like, what the? Put a trash bag in your car, or
but people are subject to their own stuff. So those are the two things I wanted to share with you guys. Was these robots, little vacuum cleaners on legs? Basically, they took the Roomba, lifted it up, and put some legs on it, and sent it around the neighborhood to pick up. And I think this is just the beginning, because it can now start to deal with biohazard stuff like discarded needles and things of that nature.
Right, stuff that you don't want to put your hands on.
Exactly. That you don't want your kids touching by mistake, or people, falling on it and, injuring themselves or becoming infected.
So yeah, because the one cigarette butt that was in the play yard, I was like, who?
And you do find them in the play yard, and it's just disgusting. They're in the wood chips, they're in the sand. It's like, what? Who does this? Knowing that this is the one so-called safe place for kids. At any rate, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys.
Okay. So thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
TJ.
Hello, everybody. Good. Is it still morning? Yep. Good morning. I was not sure of the time. Let me get my notes together.
Okay. Yes.
Enjoying all the AI stories that Terry brings, because
But we need, there, and what we keep telling people, we've been doing AI for years. It's just now it's just come to the surface, and people are like, "Oh my God, AI!" It is like, okay, Google was AI.
And it's integrated into everything, and I see it more and more. I saw commercials, I think it was yesterday, about some tool, and they were like, "Oh, they have AI in everything I have that I use. Every tool is like, oh, we got this AI, we got so they're integrating it into your tool." Meta is doing it also. That's one of the stories that I have. But it's unavoidable. That's why we've been talking about it for almost 2 years. Because you have to get comfortable with it, people. It's there was the scary stories of it taking your jobs, and we talked about that. And then the people that wanted to stop AI. Can you stop a locomotive, a runaway train?
We was doing AI. Hey, Michelle and
Hey, good morning.
Maureen.
Good morning,
We were
Maureen.
doing AI. Y'all would have had to stop that. Remember when Gary Vee was talking about the digital assistants, the voice activated assistant? We've been doing AI way back.
It's been in the background. You did not know it. We did not know it. It's been in the background for at least 10, 15 years. Because I think about let's even look at Facebook, the app, not even Meta. Think about how did Facebook know, how did they figure out how to share all that stuff? Not now, I'm saying 10 years ago. They had AI to figure out what you saw when you went to facebook.com or you went to the app. That was AI discovering, and I remember all the people were going on lives and doing crimes and unfortunate things, and they were saying like, why didn't Facebook stop the live? I'm like, well, there's not a person sitting there. That's computer code determining what you see. So there's not a live person sitting at the control going, oh, somebody's going live and committing a crime or doing whatever they're doing. That's why they couldn't stop the live.
Exactly.
So that's just, I always say it's unfortunate, but it's fortunate because we have to move forward as a society. We always figure things out. I take it back to fire. Neanderthal man in the fire. Whenever they discovered fire, they were like, fire good, fire bad. It was in one of the movies. I can't remember one of the older comedians had a movie, and they joked about fire, and it was like, fire's good, fire's bad. That's what it is. And we figured out how to tame fire somewhat, right? So there'll be a point where we will try to tame AI, and it's not the end of the world.
No.
Things have changed. Can you feel it? I mean, really, honestly, can you feel that things have changed in the world? Politically, things have changed in like a week. We're in a different spot. That's just how it is.
And stuff is it's going to continually change.
Yeah. Yes. The only thing that's constant is change. I forgot who said that. Somebody.
Yes, somebody said it,
that.
but
somebody said that. So all this crying and whining. I've never been one to whine and cry. I just go, oh, that's unfortunate. This person stepped down. This happened. And I was like, okay, what's next?
Right. And I want to interject, what's next for you in light of the things that have changed? That's why you come here on Friday to find out what the new tech is and what the stuff is, so that you can make an intelligent shift if you need to.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, when we were doing the using the magic write with Canva, so it can help you write that was AI. All of this is just,
oh my goodness. That reminds me, I'm sorry, there was a story that I saw on X, and let me bring it up, that you just said that it has to do with text to video. Go ahead. You just reminded me of something. I was like, I didn't put it in my notes.
Right. So we have been using this. I'm trying to think as far back. If you've been using Google, you've been using AI. They just didn't tell us. Now we get to look under the hood and see what's going on, but close the hood and just Just
What
it's
did I
okay.
said something on Tuesday about you wouldn't eat a hot dog if you knew what was in it. I think I said something like that.
Yeah, you did. If you knew what was in the hot dog, you would be like, I don't want that no more.
You knew what they put in a hot dog. You know what? I'm sorry. So, do you want to look? Yeah, so I found the thing that I wanted on X. Okay, yeah, I will show that in a minute. Okay, so thanks for saying that, because I had left this out because I didn't see it in my updates. So
Right.
are we ready? Are we gonna wait for
Yeah, we're
Terrena,
ready. No,
okay.
go for it. We are ready to go.
All right, so this week in social media news and updates, there's some good stuff in here. We always start with Snapchat. Let me start with them. And I want to say before this that I didn't really investigate it, but I think they had second quarter earnings call. I heard some stuff from Meta and Snap and everything, so I didn't really pay attention to that. But this is where a lot of the news is coming from when these companies have their earnings call and they talk about what they're going to do for the next quarter. Okay, so I believe this Snapchat story came out of that. So Snapchat is saying that they are a key social shopping platform. So they had a new study conducted by National Research Group. And this group examines how social media users engage with content related to commerce, apparel, beauty, specialty, and home goods. And based on this survey, they're saying the data shows that Snapchatters are increasingly likely to be open to online shopping. This is a good news for Snapchat. They've had some troubles trying to, get some revenue and stuff. TikTok already knew this, because if you go to TikTok now, they got they got shopping tabs, they got things to buy. You can shop to your heart's delight. Also, because I don't use Facebook app a lot, there was another story or study that said, actually, yes, Mark Zuckerberg on his call this week said something about that they're getting they have a lot of young users, Gen Zs. They do, but he didn't tell you that they only go to the marketplace. And I was like, the marketplace, I know about the marketplace, but I never use it. So I went in the app, I touched the marketplace button at the bottom, and they're selling all kind of things in there. So
is this a marketplace for Snap?
No, Facebook. I digress
okay.
to Facebook.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. When I'm looking to buy something, the first place I go is Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, because I was like, why buy it new when I just need to find something? Now,
and
if I can't find it,
and there's a local button. I was excited about that.
Right. The local button, yeah, because you can find stuff within a certain mile. I don't have them ship it. If I'm gonna do that, I'm getting Amazon.
Yeah.
But right there in your neighborhood, and you make arrangements to go pick it up or whatever. And I got a lot of stuff or a lot of items that I'm like, do I really want to buy this new?
So see there's the testimony. But I was bringing this Facebook Marketplace up because of the Snapchat saying that they're a social shopping platform, that's increasing. But Mark Zuckerberg said this week that they're getting increased Gen Z users, but he didn't say why. But the article I read said it's because they use Marketplace. They don't do the other stuff. Like, they don't go to their feed and posting up. They don't do that. They do that on Instagram and TikTok. They go to Facebook app for the marketplace, and it's a little button on the bottom. So I knew about it. I just never went there. So I tapped on it. I tapped on local. I was like, there's a lot of people. If I needed a place to move, they got lots of apartments for me. I went into the local tab. It was like this apartment, that apartment, this apartment, and then it shows you where it is. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. This Facebook Marketplace is kind of a thing. So they had mattresses in there, they had tables, they had all kind of stuff. So I was just like, that's why there's that increase in Gen Z for Facebook. Now get back to Snapchat.
Because they have a marketplace it's structured where you can go in, you can get in there quick,
Yeah.
and you don't have to be, you know what I mean? You don't have to be necessarily get to your feed first and then try and go all over there. You can go straight to Marketplace.
Right. So see, I don't use the Facebook app. I go into business. I go into the Meta Business Suite because I got, different Facebook pages to manage. So it's easier for me to use that. I go businesses.facebook.com. If I'm on the computer, I never go to facebook.com. I rarely go. When I go there, it's like I said, all these things are popping up. It's somebody's birthday, somebody's anniversary. Then you get stuck into the happy birthday. And then, so I got a shortcut for the happy birthday. I was like, okay, I can't get into that. So that's why I use the Meta Business Suite app, which just shows me Facebook pages. And then if I'm on the desktop, I got a bookmark, or I just type in biz and it just fills me in. So I don't go to the Facebook itself. That's why I was like, okay, I know about the marketplace. I just didn't know that it was a thing. So it came out this week that Zuckerberg was real happy that he's got more Gen Z users this month or this quarter or whatever. And he's just so proud of it. Oh, we got Gen Z. Gen Z is coming. I was like, yeah, they're coming to marketplace only.
Right. They're not coming. They ain't coming to hang out.
They ain't coming to hang
Well,
out.
I think the important thing is that he found something that attracts them.
Oh, well,
I mean, if
he's
you're
got other things to be happy about, but it was just for some reason we talked about this.
Fries. Yeah.
For some reason we talked, and I know the reason. It's just that for Facebook for years they've always chased Gen Z, and the Gen Z is like, we don't want anything to do with you because you're
now we
you're
will come to the garage sale.
Maybe they need to lean into that then. Not that to let the other things go, but they've been looking for so long for something that is sticky, and they never give anything enough time to stick. And the Facebook Marketplace, listen, I have a whole dining table that I got off of Facebook Marketplace that is
I think
beautiful.
you mentioned that before. Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I did mention that before, because the thing is, there is real use for that type of thing. It's also a good thing for the environment where you can find things like that, because most of the things on Facebook Marketplace are, I mean, there are some new things, but most of them are repurposed. So it's finding good homes for these repurposed items, these pre-loved items. And so I think that's something that they could really lean into if they were, smart.
I think they will. But I just thought it was, disingenuous of Mark Zuckerberg to say, oh, we've got an increase, but not to say why. And I'm like, okay, I understand why he was like, yeah, we got, they went to marketplace and then they leave.
It's like buying a Mercedes, a G-Wagon to show off, or a Range Rover to show off to people that you have it, but you can't afford it. Right.
The upkeep, the maintenance,
maintenance, the upkeep, and all of that. So, I mean, and like, true story, I know a whole bunch of people that bought Range Rover, like the big ones. And in my head, I'm like, but you're a teacher. You can't afford. Okay. And now they're like selling them. They're like, all we want is because it's like $2,000 every time they take it in for anything. So I'm like, see, I told you.
You got to be practical, and you have to live within your means. You can look at what the Hollywood stars and the rappers and the things, or whoever you're following, what they're doing. But I'm like, hey, I can't do that.
But it's like, exactly. To that point, it's like living outside of your means, because it's like you're using this as a bargaining chip to get other things. Oh, hey, we have Gen Z here, but you don't really. You can't really afford the G-Wagon. You don't really have Gen Z over here. You have them for a specific thing. Maybe you can afford the payments for the next 2 months, but the month after that, you're screwed.
We'll take it month by month.
Exactly.
But here's the good thing why Mark is so happy is because I went in there, it's full of ads that I've seen, other places that had nothing to do with Marketplace.
Right.
Like,
because
I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this ad for download my digital ebook. I was like, well, that's got nothing to do with Facebook, but the ads are there, so he doesn't care.
What they're looking for, the ad money. So I mean, good for them. But I really do want them to because there is a use for Facebook. Even though I call it the master of none, there really is a use case for Facebook, and this could be it. And this could listen, if you lean into this could put you on a level with like OfferUp and all of these other apps. You don't have to be everything to everyone.
And I prefer Facebook. Okay, I'm saying it. I prefer Facebook over OfferUp.
Okay.
Because OfferUp wants you to, if you upgrade, you will get I'm like, I'm here going to a garage sale.
Right.
Stop.
Right.
Thank you. I just want this ottoman. That's it.
Yes, that's the upsell. That's what they're trying to do.
I'm not mad at them.
No, I'm not.
And
That's a company. They have to get revenue. See, here's the thing. Mark Zuckerberg knows that it's fly paper. If I can get Gen Z over here to look at this for a second in Marketplace, I'm happy. 3 seconds, I can show them a couple of ads and make some quick money. So that's what they're about. This what is this OfferUp? They're trying to get a big cash grab. And like you said, I'm not here for that. I'm here to see, the bargains and this and that.
Right.
That's why Walmart knows their place. Low prices. They don't move from that spot.
No,
exactly. We're not here for that.
And this is, then they have, like you said, they throw sponsored in there, and it says sponsored. I still slide by it, but the stuff is in there, but it's not like pop-up. OfferUp pops up stuff and makes.
See, people don't like that.
I'm like, no, and that's why I won't go there first. I will go to Facebook Marketplace first to see if I want it or if I can find it. And if I can't find what I'm looking for, then I go to Amazon and buy it new. So
Right. So see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, well, why are you asking me to level up? I'm not doing that. I can go somewhere else.
No, ma'am.
No. So this is what's happening. So with Snapchat, they, the survey not conducted by them by a third party national research group, it says that 88% of Snapchatters love to shop. Duh. While 82% consider shopping to be a primary hobby. So if we're looking at Snapchat's audience, which is, I believe, was it 13 to 24?
Yeah,
I had it down here somewhere. It keeps changing. I think that's 13 to 34. 13 to 34. And then you're talking about shopping, which is the thing that TikTok is doing. I went over there, they, the big shopping bag, and you go in there and there's all these tabs, and they got a marketplace, they got a shop. So what's happening with social media? They want your eyeball, but they want you to buy. Like, you're not just here. The level of, or the era of going to social media and saying, well, let me see what somebody put up for their lunch, or they're walking their dog, or they're showing themselves on vacation, that's gone. Can you tell? That's gone. We're not there anymore. We're at the e-commerce creator economy. We're gonna make money. Some of them help you make money, and some of them don't. And we talked about that Tuesday. YouTube, what was the share? The ad share was 55%.
55%. Yeah, they give you 55%, and they take.
Right. So why would I waste my time over here when I can go to YouTube and do this and that and the other?
I'm not. I mean, really, I have decided I'm not an eggs and all in one basket type of person. But what I've noticed, and I've been heavily into YouTube for a while now, even more so now because of the network. But so I've been heavily into it since March, and I'm like, yeah, why am I wasting time in terms of let me put energy where energy is yielding.
Right, where the fruit
long
is coming
game.
up.
And I was explaining on Tuesday about farming, about the land is, you buy the land, and it has to be turned over, it has to be worked, it has to be this and that, and there's a harvest, and you just you don't keep doing it over and over. And we were talking about, like, with TikTok, the thing there is, they're turning into Amazon. That's what they want.
TikTok shop. Listen, and if you listen to so many, I watch a lot of influencers on YouTube. You already know this. I say it every week. But there are so many of these influencers that are like, y'all, TikTok shop got me. They're like, some stuff is great, some stuff is rubbish. But the point is, they are getting people to buy because of influencer marketing.
Right. And that's the thing. That's what's happening with social shopping. We're here.
I love it.
So that's where we are right now. That the era of sharing just generic stuff doesn't fly. Or sharing, you got to share with a purpose. You got to post with a purpose, because the end of that has to be the link in the bio, the shopping tab, the marketplace, what have you. So you see where that's going. Just want everybody to see. So Snapchat is they've got this study saying that, hey, and they probably already know this, because it's still Snapchat. Oh, it's dying. Nobody's using it. No, you're not using it. If you're over 34 years old, you're not using it. But guess what? These teens are. And you could say, oh, they don't have money. They have money. If they've got parents that are a certain social economic status, they get money from the parent. Or check this out. They're influencers, like Dr. Taji said. They're influencers. They're getting all this money. So saying that teenagers don't have money is 1980s thinking. Oh, they work at McDonald's and they get the minimum. No, this is 2024. They don't have to take a job at McDonald's. Matter of fact, one of Gary's latest videos, he was talking to a bunch of restaurant owners, and they were whining and crying, how do we get these teens to want to work for us? And he said, because they don't have to. They can go over to TikTok and make $10,000 a month or more. Why would I go and work for you in your restaurant?
May I add to that? Remember when I talked about we talked about it here, the Chick-fil-A girl. She worked at Chick-fil-A, and they were like, oh, well, you can't do this anymore. And then Shake Shack snapped her up. Now, this is the thing. You were talking about 1980s thinking. That's the thing. They think that everybody still wants to come to a bummy 1980s restaurant with colors like Saved by the Bell, the pink, and the what they think. That's where they think we are. That is their thinking. Their thinking is pink, turquoise, and yellow with geometric shapes. And so if they leaned into that, they see this is what people are doing. Not only her, but they see all these people that work there are doing these dance challenges, etc. Why don't you say, hey, we have, not only can you work here and cook it, you can be social media team for us and make this amount. Set up social media teams.
They don't see it that way, because these are boomers that are thinking that is silly. They think TikTok is silly. They think dancing is silly. They think the Mr. Beast is silly. Silly, killing it. Mr. Beast making like $1 million a month or something.
He is at 82 million per year per the last Forbes creator thing. This year it's probably, I'm sure it'll be a 100 million.
He's making more than $1 million a month. So laugh at that. So when I heard this video and Gary was trying to tell them, listen, you can't get these kids to work for you because they don't have to. They have choices. He said what you should do is be trying to get these boomers who have retired and want to work, and then they can work at your restaurant during the day or whatever. And it's like they do a little bit at a time. And then you have an older worker that understands the value of working the way you understand it. But these young kids, teenagers, why should I break my back for $7.25 an hour? Even if they're raising it to 20 or whatever they're trying to do now, it's still not enough, people. I got a phone. My mom, dad bought me a phone. I'm doing silly stuff, making money. Who's that? The guy, the kid from Africa, Kabi Lame. I saw him. He's on some list. He's making like Mr. Beast money.
Yeah, he is. He is. Him, Marquez Brownlee. There are a bunch of people there. They had, and this was just the top 50, right? That of that list that Forbes did. That doesn't mean that there are not others that are not on that list that are at least getting something. So, we're looking at these people being full-time content creators. There are people that are not full-time content creators that are doing, that are at least getting some grocery
Maybe
money.
They're making 100K. Maybe they're making 100K a year, and that's good enough for them. I'm just doing money to buy a vacation.
Most people work a regular job and don't make 100K. So
Right. So but see, that's the thinking. That's the thinking in corporate world. And he also talked about how when he talks to people, enterprise like, Pepsi and people like that, they still don't get it. They want it to look good, or they want to put all this money into a production of an ad. And Gary's like, you're stupid. What are you spending $1 million on an ad to show on TV when nobody's watching TV? He's like, put that money into the influencers, get 1,000 influencers, and you won't spend $1 million, and you'll get more in return. But it's the thinking that TikTok is stupid, Snapchat is stupid. These kids are so stupid. Yeah, they're stupid laughing to the bank, and I don't have to work for you at your little restaurant for $7.25 an hour.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm excited about this.
Go ahead.
It's jealousy. And it may seem like it's very basic and elementary, but it is financial jealousy. The fact that, and there's a whole thing too with some older generations of, well, we had to do this, so you have to do it too.
I had to walk 50 miles in the snow to snow.
So you must as well. You must as well. So it's an oxymoron, because the whole thing of really working to make sure that the next generation, like your kids, have it better than you do or easier. It's a race when it comes to the general population. No, you need to make sure you walk 17 miles to school with no shoes in the snow. You need to make sure that you are fighting elephants and tigers on your way out of the village to the town square in someplace in Africa. You need to do that. And so it's financial jealousy that they now have, and it's not easy. That's the thing I need people to realize. Content creation is not easy. You are putting in just as much time that you would at a traditional job, and there's no promise of payoff.
Right.
So it's not easy. It just is. It feels better. It's fun.
Right. And that's why we talk about these tools and things on Fridays and all through the week, so that you can get ahead of the game and understand that when AI comes in, or when the car came in and now you don't have a horse and buggy, or what, stuff has been getting easier and easier and easier. The tools have been getting easier, and you still have to do the work, but your tools are easier now.
It's that manufacturing mentality. We talked about that on Tuesday about, going in the factory and doing the work when you don't have to. The robots in there. I don't got to go in there. So you're telling kids they got to do XYZ the way that you did it in the 80s? No. Well, there's a robot in there. I don't need to work at McDonald's. There's a robot in there. There's a bot in there. And guess what? People like that, because I'm going into a franchise. I want a Big Mac. I don't want to have to. There's a process. I don't even like to go into McDonald's or anything if I rarely go, because I have an app. If I want to go to Wendy's, I have an app. I order it on the app. I do not want to go in there and wait in the line and while people pull their money. I hate that. So I'm like, I get the app. If I want a burger, I get the app, or whatever place. Shake Shack. We did that the other day. I was like, the app, and we walked in and we got it and we walked out.
Well, the thing with the apps is that not only do you have to do that in this day and age because it's convenient for people and people like convenience, there are also so many places that compete with you that if you don't have a way for it to be convenient, they're not going to come.
Right.
Especially when the food is not that delicious. I mean, really.
It's just fast food. I just want
it's fast food. It's really not delicious. One time, the last time I really had like McDonald's or whatever is because I kind of had to. And that was what was around that I knew wasn't going to make my sick, because it was like a road trip. I'm like, this won't make my stomach turn, hopefully. So let me get there. But I was like, this really is not delicious. I don't know why when we were little, we thought that it's not delicious.
Because food was better when we was little. The reason why they changed the fries. We're digressing, but they changed the way it was when we were kids because McDonald's was it. Okay,
because we had real food back in the day. It was real hamburger,
real potatoes,
and real potato. You're right. So I mean, the point being that it's really not that good, and there's so many, and it's expensive. A whole meal now, it probably can be like $11 or $12. Well, if I'm going to do that, then I might as well put a little bit more in and get something from like a Cheesecake Factory or something like that. So that's the thought process. So I have to make it as easy as possible because there is so much competition.
Right. So that's my point, that it has to be convenient, it has to be easy. And, fast food, Starbucks, these are the places I love. If I'm out and quick and this and that, it's like, I don't carry cash. Like, we go to Chinatown. It's like, okay, we got to go to the bank and get enough money out the bank because Chinatown doesn't take it. I'm like, I love it, but I'm like, you guys, please. I don't want to carry cash. It's just a hassle. So, but they're stuck in their way. So, we can get in the whole thing. But let's get back to Snapchat because they're talking about this shopping and the wave of where things are going. So there's a couple more things I want to say from this survey. So Snapchatters learn about new products and businesses from social ads more than non-Snapchatters, 85% versus 68%. Snapchatters thrive on being a source of influence in their personal network across the entire shopping journey from discovery to connection. Snapchatters see things they buy as a direct reflection of who they are. 90% of Snapchatters say that this is a thing that expresses themselves. So that's why they are shopping. It has to be something they connect with and says who they are. There's some other things in this study. I'll put the link in the comments in a minute. But there's this whole study. I didn't go into it. This is like from the article, but this is showing where you could say, well, Snapchat, who uses that? You don't, because you're a certain age. But if your customers are 13 to 30, you better figure out how to get on in here because they're doing things. And that Snapchat is a private and a public side. People don't realize that there's a private side and a public side, and they're using it. So you can say Snapchat is dead. Who uses Snap? I'm like, okay, you're telling how old you are because Snapchat is the thing for them. That and TikTok. So there's more. So Snapchat is a key social shopping platform, which is the way social media is going shopping. If you don't see it, you can see it now. All right, so let's go. There's one here. I don't talk about Twitter, X, whatever, but this one caught my eye. Twitter disappears from the Mac App Store. So they're saying that it's no longer accessible in the Mac App Store. That if you delete it from your Apple device and you want to reinstall it, it's not there. That's what they're saying. But I don't know because I have it. I didn't delete it. Sometimes I rarely use it, but I've been using it now for this political stuff. But the app is working if you have it.
Wait, whoa. So so what I'm hearing you say, if I take it off, I'm not going to get it back.
No, if you have an Apple device. So this was TechCrunch. This is TechCrunch.
Wow.
That said this. I looked at my X. It's there. So now they're saying that, you can still go to the website and type in x.com and it's there. They're saying on Mac devices because of the Mac App Store. So this is from the article. Searches for both Twitter and X on Apple's platform no longer suffers the app. The URL no longer works. Instead, it displays a pop-up message indicating that it is unavailable. This means new users can no longer download the service. You have to use the browser-based version on your phone. This is what TechCrunch is saying. So they're saying that if you already have the app installed on your Apple device, you see it. Because I've been using it. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's still there because I haven't removed it. So it's still, the connection is still there. But if I go in and you want to download it again fresh, they're saying it's not there. There is no statement from X. X has not confirmed when the app was delisted and they didn't respond to TechCrunch. So
okay, that's major. You know that's major if Apple took them out.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying.
major.
This is what's going on. Also with X this week, they I think they banned Pete Souza. Is that his name? Souza. He was the head photographer for Obama when he was president. He's a respected photographer. He put up a picture of the former guy, 45, without the thing on his ear that he was wearing because he was shot at. So he took it off.
Yes.
He was getting on a plane. He was going somewhere on a plane. Pete took the picture and posted it on his X, and everybody went crazy. So then Elon Musk either deactivated his account, banned him. We don't know the deal. But if you go look for his account, it's not there. So they were saying, there was speculation that it was because he took this picture of 45. His ear was fine, whole and intact. So that another thing that's going on with X. So that's what's going on. So the shenanigans continue over there. What's going on? I don't care. I just go over there because there are some journalists that still hold on to X, and I'm like, okay, what's going on with the breaking political news? Otherwise, I'm on Threads. Like a lot of them are coming over to Threads, and I hope they continue. And again, Black Twitter is still holding on to Twitter. This week has been some good memes and things happening. They will not leave Twitter. So again, I will go over there and look.
That looks like somebody's gonna force you to leave. I'm
They're gonna have to
wondering.
do a blab. They're gonna have to do a blab.
Well, that's what they might be doing now. Well, Apple might be helping them do a blab.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should. Do I have another phone? I was gonna delete it and see what happens. Just for, you know how we do.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
do
the test.
experiences.
See,
and
I didn't do it because I was like, I still have it, and I'm opening it now. It still works.
But I can still get it on the desktop, though.
Yes, yes. And if you are an Android user, you have no issues. It's just the Mac store, the Mac app store.
Yeah, I want to know why, because Apple don't do stuff just arbitrarily. They always have a thought
there's no
process.
details. Yeah, there's no details. We don't know if this is on X's end or Apple. It's probably Apple. We don't know. There's no details. So
okay,
X
so here
talking,
I'm going to delete it from my phone and let's see what happens.
No love lost if it doesn't come back.
And that's what I'm saying, because I don't go in there enough to, you know what I mean?
I do, because I will, you know, for some reason, breaking news, breaking this and that is still, they're still using X. I'm going to look there, but I'm like, okay, people, move to Threads, move to YouTube, move to someplace that.
Yeah, but okay. When they told us we have to pay to stream. Live stream, I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing that.
You know, it's interesting because what they don't realize is that is a major source of, you had something very special and very interesting there, that it became a major source of news. Well, and part of the thing is there's also a lot of false news or faux news on there as well.
Right.
But news outlets and journalists, that's how they would break things. I did a lot of live tweeting during events. Whenever I was at NAB, so in addition to the video and stuff I was doing, if I was at an event, I had my phone, I was like, let me do a tweet update. That was my thing. I really enjoyed Twitter because it let you get those quick updates out. And so I would have threads and threads of that type of stuff.
Yes.
So it's very special in that way. And the live streaming aspect of it just adds more to it. They just never leaned into it properly so that it could take off.
So this is one thing I'll mention while we're doing this. The place that could take over from Twitter, which is slowly, but it works differently, is Reddit. I forget to go to Reddit because they have different subreddits. I joined one called Black People Twitter, that they took stuff from Twitter and brought it over to Reddit. But again, see, that's second party second party stuff. But here's the thing with Reddit. They are breaking news and up-to-date things and going on, but it's all fractured because you have to join the subreddit. You have to first search and then join the subreddit and see if you like it. Whereas Twitter was, you just went to it. I just go to it. I open my feed. I see what I want to see. I don't have to search for, well, where are the Black people? Well, where are the journalists? Well, where are the tech people? Where are this, whatever industry or niche I'm looking for. It was there in Twitter. Now, Twitter does have the search, but it's like you go in and that for you is going to serve you stuff up that, you've been doing this. Whereas Reddit works a little differently where it is categories. And I have to know the categories. And then if you don't know Reddit, you're not going to know where to go. And then you have to search. And then you're going to get a whole bunch of different things. And you have to figure out, well, is this what I want or is that what I want? But there is breaking news and things going over there. Like there's a world news that I like, or a U.S. news or thing. But I have to train myself to do that. And you have to figure out what community to go into. So that's what I was saying, like with that, because there's a Black people's gifts or GIFs, however you pronounce it. So there's it's full of threads. Like there's one I go into now. I saw that on Twitter yesterday. Like I saw this little clip already. So see, that's what I'm saying. Like Twitter's the first stop. And
okay. So I deleted it. I was able to, maybe if I need to delete and restart my phone, I was able to re-download it.
From the App Store or from where you had it on the phone?
From the App Store.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if that means that I have to complete, you know what I mean, delete it and then restart my phone and it won't be there. I'm going to try it again. Let's see. Let's see if we can break it. Is that what we do? Yes.
So let me see if I can find the TechCrunch story because I saw it. I think it was yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. Because that's what they reported. I was like, interesting.
Is it maybe it's something that they said you would not be able to download it from the App Store, but sometimes the thing is it stays kind of in your cloud.
Yes, it stays in your cloud on your phone.
Right. So if it's already there, wouldn't it just re-download what was there from the cloud as opposed to a new
That's
download?
Another point. Yes, that's another point. So I think what the story is saying that it's new users, like you've never used it before.
Okay, so that wouldn't apply to us because even if we delete it from the phone,
it's still there.
It would still be in the cloud.
I'm trying to find the story. I cannot find it, but I thought that was curious and I wanted to include it because I was like, we never talk about X because there's nothing to talk about.
Right, and I just want to see if I can completely erase the data and stuff.
I'm trying to find the TechCrunch article. And it's not coming up because I'm on a different computer.
I'm glad you said something because I haven't logged into Reddit and I've been using Reddit, but I haven't been logged in. So let me log in.
See, there's Twitter has possibilities. But there's a lot.
You mean
whereas
Reddit?
Twitter, Reddit. Reddit's a lot. Whereas Twitter was like a lot, but you could, condense it to, okay, I can handle this. Reddit is like, I got to know which world to go to. And maybe I don't know which world to go to.
I follow Reddit for a couple of things for recreational purposes because I don't trust some of the conversation.
I found the article. Let me pull it up on the screen so you guys can see. This was yesterday.
Yeah,
TechCrunch.
I'm gonna see.
There it is. Twitter disappears from Mac App Store.
For how long? Let's see. Where's this banner?
Yeah, so see, there's no confirmation. X hasn't responded. So this is just TechCrunch following someone that says that it's no longer. So there's
but that person might be wrong, right?
Right. I would have to see who this
TechCrunch
is.
is pretty good about vetting things.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, I would rely on them.
Right. So that's why I'm saying I'm gonna see if I can break this and
But
do
see,
it.
they said they reached out to X, no comment. So
Well, that okay. That is
nothing
not
to,
like
right. There's nothing. X is not going to confirm it either way.
Because if they did, then everybody's gonna be like, "Why did?" You know what I mean? It would be a barrage.
Right. Because if you have it, you're using it. So that's why I was like, "What are you talking about?" I used X the other day. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So, just curious.
Now I deleted it and then restarted my phone.
Okay.
And let's see what happens.
It was just things that make you go, I was like, "Oh, okay. What does this
still
mean?"
in the cloud. Dr.
Right.
Tachi,
See,
like
there's
you said,
the
it's
cloud
still
part.
the cloud is still there.
Yeah.
You may not be able to. I don't. How do you get rid of those things? That's an interesting thing. Besides resetting your whole thing.
Yeah, you have
If
to
you
erase your
wanted to.
phone. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to reset your phone. So we don't want to do that. So that's what's going on with X.
No,
Like
they're
like
not
I
worth
said,
that.
we know. Like I said, with X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, I don't pay. It's a world I don't pay attention to unless somebody goes, "Oh, Elon did this," I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, moving on. So that's what's going on over there. I'm waiting for 2 groups to leave, but they will not leave. The lights are on. The DJ say, "Hey, the bar is closed. We're getting ready to stop this show. Y'all got to go." They still dancing.
Jangling the keys to let them know they're about to lock the doors and they're not paying attention.
Hey, last call. The music. Yeah. We about to. Yeah. I don't know where you got to go.
We got to get up out of here.
Yeah, you got to get up out of here. So that's what's going on with X. And it's just and I mentioned Black Twitter because that is a movement or a culture or whatever you want to call it, to where things are happening and they're pretty much like you want to know what's going on. Boom, because they will bring TikTok stuff over and say, "Hey, this is the TikTok stuff," and you go to TikTok. So it's still a thing. I'm trying to. Some people are Threads, some people are on Reddit. We got to figure out where to go. Take the party. All right, so let's move on to TikTok. TikTok has added custom thumbnail options for clips. So you have custom thumbnail images for your clips, and this will be in the upload flow when you upload your clips. You can choose a specific specific frame from the video to be your thumbnail image, or you can tap on the upload option to add your own custom visual image. So, the way that you make your thumbnails in YouTube, you can do that. TikTok is doing that. TikTok is also rolling out a new feature that lets you find song by singing or humming the song inside of TikTok. So it's called Sound Search, which lets you find the sound by singing, humming, or playing it. And they're saying this feature is available to some users in select regions. And it's just a test. They're testing it out. It's called Sound Search. And if you want to find a song that you're looking for, so they're trying to copy YouTube's music song detection that they're saying. Shazam also does this. Also, if you use the Google app, you can also sing a song, and they will, Google will try to find it for you and give you more information about it. So TikTok is doing that. And let's see, Meta. Meta has been busy. Meta has retired its celebrity-style AI bots. Do you remember that when they had you could have the Snoop Dogg bot and Kendall Jenner and Charlie D'Amelio, Chris Paul? So they got rid of it. So it's retired. No longer available. And people were like, "Well, we didn't want it in the first place."
Who did anybody really use them?
No. That's why they got rid of it. Why would I want to talk to an AI version of Snoop Dogg? I mean, this reminds me. I'm trying to think of. I don't remember the app, but it was a talking cat app that my daughter loved when she was little. This is way back, and I would put it on the iPad, and then you would talk, and the little cat would talk. That's what that reminds me of. Like children would love that, to talk to an AI chatbot of whatever the popular children's cartoon thing is now. I'm trying to
Bluey.
think. Yeah, or Dot was what's the little black girl that's the
Doc
Dot
McStuffins.
and there's a fire. The truck, the dogs are fire dogs or something.
That
I'm
would
trying to
work
remember.
for kids. You're absolutely
Right.
right. That would work for kids.
Yes, they would love a chatbot like that. But I'm an adult. I'm like, I don't want to talk to an AI Snoop Dogg or Kendall Jenner. I could care less. It's a waste of my time. So
apparently it was a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah, so Meta quietly retired it. It's no longer available. So if you were looking for it, which nobody was, it's not there.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. All right, so Meta got rid of that. So also Meta has rolled out its AI studio in the US for creators to build AI chatbots. Now here's the other side of it. They got rid of the celebrity ones, but they're letting creators make personalized AI powered chatbots in AI studio. So you can use your own prompts to build a chatbot. So here's the use. Users can build a bot for caption creation, post formatting, or meme generation. Use the chatbot just for yourself or share it with anyone. The chatbots work across all the Meta properties. That's Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, the web, and whatever. So they're saying that Meta is saying that you want to make a chatbot version of yourself for fan engagement. But why would I want to do that when you got rid of the celebrity one? Because nobody was using the celebrity one. And here's a quote from Instagram, from Meta. Instagram creators can set up an AI as an extension of themselves that can quickly answer common DM questions and story replies. Whether it's sharing facts about themselves or linking to their favorite brands and past videos, creator AIs can help creators reach more people and fans get responses better. Now, I kind of see where they're going with this because they're saying that this is an influencer, a creator like Mr. Beast level who gets so many DMs, they don't answer them. Now, I can't do that. It's so many DMs. So you make an AI version of yourself that answers all the DMs. Now, I kind of see what they're doing with that. But again, why? I don't know. So here's the other kicker to that. Meta is going to want to push this to businesses to handle incoming customer queries. So you're going to be able to build one for your business that answers customers' queries instead of having a real person do it. And then it would reply with, stock answers or whatever, the FAQs or whatever you set for your business. So I see what they're doing. Like, you're too busy to answer all the DMs because you're getting so many, but you don't want to leave them to where they're unanswered. Because in a business situation, this is, these are people that are going to buy from you, or they're asking a question about a product. I see that, but they're saying that creators are going to be able to build one because they're so busy they can't respond to their private messages from people. What do you think about that?
I think it makes sense to have some sort of, but I think that I'm wondering about how many different responses you can have to, and because there are already bots for the DMs, right?
Manny chat.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm wondering what would be the difference here? How would
this would be it would be a visual representation instead of just text.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
It would be you would have a customer service rep. Sally, hi, may I help you? I'm Sally from whatever business, and it's it could be visual if it's not already. Let me check and see, because I was thinking it was visual,
but not you specifically. It could just be a bot, not you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're saying they're using. I'm thinking it's going to be visual.
Okay.
But I don't see anything in here about visual because that would work for business. But not really. And then Meta will charge the business for it, of course. It's not going to be free. They're going to charge you.
You know it's not going to be free.
They're not going. They're going to let you use it for a while, and then they go, "Hey, that's $7.99 a month or whatever." So that's what I see. I don't know, because I didn't go into the AI studio. I will go and look at. Well, it's, they're not making it available to everybody. I wish they would. So they're using AI studio. Meta is pushing all these AI tools. I'm thinking this works if it's visual, but then again, like you said, because of ManyChat and there's some others, they might want to take the business from ManyChat and just have it to where it is text only, but they're going to charge you. At least the business side, they will charge you, because you could. I said this a while back that Meta was getting ready to charge us for stuff.
Yes,
not I said that, not the fee that everybody was saying. Oh, everybody got to pay $2.99 for Facebook. You as a Facebook user, you're not going to pay because they have the ad side. But you as a business, oh yeah, you paying. Oh yeah, you want a Meta verified check? Was it $14.99? You're a business of a certain size. You got thousands of employees. Well, you pay more. They already rolled that out. They got the price levels of verification and the things that they offer because of business. See, and Meta knows you don't have to do it, and they don't really care because Meta relies on ads. That's where Meta gets all of its money from. That ad system is not going anywhere. See, this extra money, verified, and all the stuff that people paying for the blue check, that's extra money to them. That's gravy. They can do without it. But if you're going to pay, we'll take it. But they are looking to charge businesses, not the user. Because everybody was saying, why doesn't Facebook just charge everybody $2.99 a month? They're not going to do it because they need a user to be there and it's going to stay free. But you're going to see a bunch of ads. You're going to go to Marketplace. You're going to see a bunch of ads. You're going to go to your feed. You're going to see a bunch of ads. You're going to go to a group and see some ads. You're going to go to Instagram and see some ads. You're going to go to Instagram stories and see some ads. See how that works?
Yeah.
Meta knows they cannot charge the end user because they will leave. Just like we was talking about that. What was that other app that wants you to pay instead of going to Marketplace? Offer up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
I was like, no.
Not today.
Sticky flypaper. Mark Zuckerberg wants you to stick. How do you stick? Free.
And they put it, they have ads throughout the reels, throughout the, you still get to scroll past it, but the ads are still there, and one might catch your attention.
It's like the ads are like pesky flies or gnats. You don't even think about it, but they come back.
Exactly.
But they come back.
Come on back. Yes.
Don't open your mouth, the gnats go fly. But Meta knows that. That's why they're the biggest. That's why they have the, depending on generation, we talk about YouTube versus them, but that's why they're always in the top 3 and stuff. And then people laughed at Threads. The next one I'm talking about is Threads. Threads is at 200 million users, I think, now. I did not post that story. It's here somewhere. So people laughed at Threads. Oh, Threads. Look at Threads. I've been going to the App Store. Threads has been number 1, number 2, and number 3. Last few, maybe a month or so. Threads, and I mean the free app chart. Like they list the free apps by popularity and download. Threads has been 1, 2, or 3.
Wow. So where are they now in terms of downloads?
Threads, I'm not sure of the number. Like I said, they had an earnings call. I did not dig into I just surface listened to what the earnings call was from Zuckerberg and stuff. But see, and I learned this from Gary Vaynerchuk. He goes to the App Store and he goes and he looks at what's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the App Store, because that is like a likely indicator of what is happening, what is popping. Because we talked about one of the apps a few weeks ago called No Place. That it was number 1 in the App Store. I don't think it's there anymore, but that's how he's looking at it as what's popular now, because it may not stick around.
Yeah.
But I've been since Thread has been out, I've been not consistently, but when I think about it, I say, oh, let me go to the App Store and let me see top free apps. Here it is. Threads is now number 1. A couple days ago it was number 3. It's been 1, 2, and 3. Last year, like 6 months after it came out, it was in the top. It was always in the top 10, and I think I put it in my stories that it was always in the top 10. And I said it's going to go up, and it has. It's been number 1, number 2, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Along with TikTok, was it Temu?
Temu, yeah. I think they say Temu, but I like Temu.
Yeah, it's like you're saying it wrong. Like, I really don't care because I don't use the app. But Instagram is there, Chat GPT is there, Gmail is there, CapCut. They all switch positions. But the official numbers, I would like to know.
Well, it says here, and this was July 2024, Threads currently has over 190 million users.
Well, that's 200 because I read it this week. Let me see.
Yeah, so
it's at 200 now.
Okay, so
yeah, Meta Threads crosses 200 million active users, not downloads. Active users. That's different from a download.
So here's the thing, because I remember when it first came, did we really have to download it? I know it was connected to Instagram.
Well, it was that you have to download it, but then your account, that's a different thing. Downloading is one, setting it up is another. So the account was, they made it easy for you to onboard because you were already on Instagram.
Right. Okay.
So that was a complaint.
Yeah, it was that you couldn't, like, you would have to shut down both if you wanted to.
Yeah. So they're at active users, not downloads. So I would want to know what the download number is, but there's active users, monthly active users, downloads. So this is I think this came out August 2nd.
Okay.
Oh, today. So today. Yeah, so they had their Q2 2024 earnings call, which I didn't really dig into. I just surfaced stuff. Surfaced that Zuckerberg was happy because, Gen Z was using Facebook, but they were using the marketplace. So he's counting that as using Facebook when actually they're using marketplace, which is a different usage. But he's not gonna get into the semantics of it. So I will dig into
and
that.
They're not even using Threads or Reels or Threads or Instagram. They're not using any of that. Just the marketplace.
Right. So another thing on Threads, they're now highlighting relevant trending topics above the post, and I saw that, and that's just like a movement usage of how the users want to use it, because that was like one of the things we want: trending topics, we want to save, we want to edit, the whole list of we want. So now I think Threads was slowly getting into the trending topics because they want to keep it not X. They don't want to go down the X road where all of the bullying, harassment, misinformation, disinformation. So they've been slow to push things out on Threads because they're testing it to see, and people are complaining because political season, elections coming, they want to do so. But Threads is trying to be really cautious about it. So now they're go ahead.
I'm thinking, why would we not want to be cautious and just, let's just run out in the street?
No, but see, they want it. It's just like, it's easy to do. I'm like, you're not the coder. You're not you're not making the code back there and things. They got to make things work in the background that you don't see. You just want it. Like I said about the hot dog, you don't know what's going into it. You just want the hot dog. But if you knew what went into that hot dog, you would think twice. So again, here it is. And this was Twitter. When in the early days of Twitter, they were like, "Oh, we want this, and where's it is?" And remember the edit button talk. Oh, the edit button, the edit button, the edit button, the edit button. Well, you got the edit button, but you had to pay. When you could just delete and just start over. But That's a personal thing. So the Threads is coming out with, they're testing a way to make it easy and follow conversations that are relevant to your interests. They're not going to do trending topics like X does it. They are looking at the political scene, the propaganda, misinformation, disinformation. They're trying to tamp that down. This is why it's coming out slowly. Okay, so here's the quote. We're always testing new ways to improve the experience on Threads. This test provides more ways to customize your feed and follow topics that are relevant to your interests while trying to keep it safe enough. There's a delicate balance. So they're trying. Threads is trying. I have one more that I didn't have in my notes. I'm gonna pull it up. It's on X, of course. And let me pull it up. Even though I talk about X, I'm like, okay, because things are there. Things are there. Okay, so here we go. Let me switch. Can you guys see that? Oh, why is it like
Hold
that?
on a minute. Let me get you into.
Okay.
Let me get you. Go ahead and put it up. I think
that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I asked that because I'm on my laptop and my screen is very tiny for some reason. I don't have time to figure out what it is. So this is Runway. If you haven't heard of it, Runway, they are an applied AI research company. They do text to video. And this, if you're looking at this video, that is all AI. That is not a real person. That is not real water. That is not real. This is their latest Gen-3 alpha image to video. This is an update that allows you to use any image as the first frame of your video on its own or with a text prompt. Most of these, they do text to video. This is image to video. So what people have been doing, and I think there's more than one. Let me scroll down. What people are doing is they're going to Midjourney or they're going somewhere and generating, and then Midjourney, which is the text to image, they did an update to where their images are coming out really, really, really like you can't tell if that's live or Memorex. So people have been doing Midjourney image using this new Runway Gen-3 alpha image to video update and making these little clips. This is all AI.
And this is in Midjourney?
No, this is Runway. Runway does
okay.
video.
Oh, okay.
The update allows you to use an image as a starting point instead of text. Instead of typing in, what's this? Monster walking down the street. Instead of typing it in, you take an image from Midjourney or wherever you want. People are using Midjourney, but you could whatever image, and that becomes the starting point for the video.
Interesting. So how long of a video can you actually create with this?
Well, see, here's the thing. It's not it doesn't make like an hour. You're making clips and then you make a movie out of it. There's an example. Let me see if I can find it, where somebody did that they made clips, and they made a whole movie. Because that's what people are doing. But all of this is AI. This is not somebody with a camera.
Why is everything destructive? Water,
monsters. That's what these people do. That's what they do. Here's a guy with his hair moving, looking sad. See how it's it's about 9 seconds, 10 seconds, and this is Runway. This update came out July 29th. Here's another. That is AI. Let me see real quick while you're looking at that. Let me see if I can find the one that was the movie. Yes, it's on YouTube. Oh, all right, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Let me I'm trying to get it to come. Okay, so on this is Adventures in AI Land. Did a test of Runway's Gen-3 image to video capabilities using a consistent character generated in Midjourney, and they added music. It is 1 minute 7 seconds. Let me switch over to it so you can see. All right. So does everybody see that?
Yes.
This is YouTube. This is Runway, the new update, Gen-3, starting with the Mid-Journey image. They made this image of this man using Mid-Journey, went over to Runway. Instead of typing in text, Runway uses the image. Then they made a minute video with different scenes.
Got my coffee strong, start the day for dawn, yeah. Working out the groove, working out the groove. Emails never faze me, schedules couldn't chase me. Living in the moment, no rush, just amazing, oh. I hit the town with keys, look at life, it's a breeze. Rockin' Susan fit me tight, feeling like flying high. That feels better, every step like a feather. Pull up in my Tesla, window tints, no stress, yeah, it's the perfect day. It's the perfect day. Life is on display. Can't take it away. Bunch of trendy spots, mocktails with the shots, yeah, working from the way. It's the perfect day. Life is on display. Can't take it away.
Okay, so that was somebody, or I forgot what YouTube. I found it on YouTube. I found it on X because they were talking about this Runway update. So this person took an image for each scene that started it. Runway mixed the video from the image, and then this person did several images of this, generations of the man, and because you can get consistent characters with Midjourney, and just had them do different things and put it together as a 1 minute clip. That was the end of July, the update. So this is ahead of Sora. Remember, OpenAI Sora is going to do the same thing. So here we are with filmmaking, and you can see some artifacts. Like it still can't get Midjourney AI image cannot get hands. There's no consistent with hands.
Right.
And sometimes with eyes and face. But if you hit real good with one image, you can kind of get what you need. You just have to keep generating. But see, that's the work of it. It's instead of you sitting down, taking a camera and filming all these, going to the different places filming, or sitting down and drawing something, whatever, you put it in. And I think I went to test it with some of my other computer. I went to Runway because you can get a free account, but you don't get the Gen 3, you get Gen 2. And you can take an image and you paint around the part that you wanted to move. Like if I took a picture of me like this, I could take the image in to Runway and paint the part of me, and then it would animate me for like, I think it was 6 seconds. But I could keep doing that for different scenes of a movie. See, I could do 10 seconds of me doing this and me in a different spot, or whatever you decide to do in Midjourney. And it's not just Midjourney, it's whatever image, Doll 83, whatever you want to use. It's just that people use Midjourney for that.
Yeah.
And they make the clips. And this guy on YouTube made a 1 minute video with different things. And that was not a real person, that was AI generated.
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah. It was pretty good. It was better than Will Smith eating spaghetti. We've come a long way.
Yeah. So it's going to improve.
It's going to need to, if it's going to contend in the entertainment industry. One thing is I noticed the clip with the character talking. And that's really what's going to have to happen and improve in order for this to work. You're going to need to be able to sync this up with voices, or have it sync up with AI voices to really work well.
Right. And they're going within a year. I say within a year. it'll be to the point where it will be that kind of usable. 2 years, definitely. Because of the speed of the way things move. Also, the NVIDIA, and they do this because of NVIDIA and stuff, like, the chips and the things, the computers. So as they improve and get better, this improves and gets better. So if you're thinking 10 years, nah, I'll give it a year.
Okay. I mean, and that's what everybody is working
Because
towards. So
the when did the Pope picture came out last year?
Last
That Pope
year.
picture?
was it last year or was it the year before?
Pope in
Like late
The
2022?
yeah, before the A. It was right.
It was
2022.
March 28, 2023. So it's been a
Okay,
year.
all right. So beginning of
A
last
year.
year. Okay.
It's been a year. And
Wow.
you can see the improvement within a year. So I say give it another year, and we won't have this discussion, because that's just how technology goes. So
Yeah.
combine that with what we've been talking about YouTube. Combine that with Gen Z don't want to work at McDonald's, $7.25. You got your expiring Steven Spielbergs out there. Name your favorite director, Martin Scorsese, whoever. Those kids are there. And I say kids. I don't say teenager. I say kids. Are going to be using these tools to make movies.
I think that the Martin Scorseses of the day would have used them had they had them.
Of course.
Lucas, all of them, they would have used these tools.
Oh, of course. Of course. This is why you have Tyler Perry stop expanding his studio for this reason, because he doesn't need the land space of a sound stage that takes up acres of lands, because he's going to have 1,000 computers and people doing whatever.
This man has bigger fish to fry than that. I think we need to improve that, and no disrespect to him, but that's the thing with this, bringing that in to improve the quality of what you do. Yeah, you can do it and you can produce these things, but is it great quality, and is it things that people want to see? And so it doesn't, you can have 10 million computers and 10 million AI movies, but if they're all rubbish, it doesn't make any good. Now, I'm not saying everything he does is rubbish, but this is to the point of there has to be, the artistry still has to be there. So you can create things, but if there's no artistry to it, if it doesn't have a good script, if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they're going to have to start. The people now need to go get the kids who need jobs are going to be the ones who can create this stuff for the people who don't know how to do it. Does that make sense? Somebody that can work Mid-Journey, somebody that can work Sora. That's where the money's going to be.
Prompt engineers.
Yes. Because somebody's writing the script and stuff like that. But who's the one that's sitting behind the computer creating the prompts and telling the computers what to do? They are going to be in high demand. And then the lawyers who are going to stop, for intellectual property situations. But
yep. And that's your social media news update for the week.
We had AI Terry last week.
See, we're already on top of it.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun too. Okay, Dr. Tachi, you have the floor.
Okay, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world. So there's an elephant in the room that we must address. But before we do that, I do want to put this out there. So many of us, and specifically you, Francie, you send me things through WeTransfer, right? Well, just to let you know, an Italian company has acquired WeTransfer.
Okay.
Bending Spoons is the name of the Italian company. And they bought the file sharing platform WeTransfer. They said this Wednesday in a joint statement, and the company it's a tech company based in Milan. And so for those of you, I don't know what this means for those who use WeTransfer. There's another one too. There's one called, I think it's called Data Transfer. I don't know if you all have used that. And not that that WeTransfer is going away, but it's interesting to see what happens to platforms once they've been acquired. So yeah.
That's why we're going like, okay, don't touch nothing, just let it go.
Exactly. So that's news that I wanted to put out there. WeTransfer has been acquired by Bending Spoons. All right. Now, the elephant in the room. As I always preface these stories, I don't do politics. I do politics as it's related to media. We all know that the NABJ conference is happening now, correct?
Yep.
Kind of hard to miss.
Kind of hard to miss that news.
Well, the interesting thing is NABJ is not something that is normally on everybody's lips. Most people don't talk about NABJ. I don't know how many people actually knew about the NABJ, to be honest.
I didn't know until you started talking about it on the show.
Okay.
Okay. Before we go any further, some of our viewers may not know what that acronym means.
Oh, yes.
National Association of Black Journalists. So it's just one of many different groups in journalism. There is one for Hispanic journalists. There is one for Asian American Pacific Islander journalists. So there are different types of journalism groups. So they are basically an advocacy group for Black journalists. Am I a member? I am not. And after this, I said, see, I knew there was a reason. I knew there was a reason. So for me, here's the thing. And it's not that I don't join, groups that are culturally specific. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Delta, damn it, by the way, so of course. But when it comes to profession, I look where I'm going to get the most bang for the buck. And generally, and especially when it comes to conferences. So I've never gone to an NABJ conference because it's very niche. I'm more than a journalist, right? I'm a content creator. I do a lot of different things. I'm a podcaster. So for me, NABJ is good, is a great organization. It's good for connections. It's good for contacts. It is good for self-esteem building, right? It is good for advocacy. But in terms of continuing education and professional development, I don't know how good it is for that. I am interested in going to conferences where I was just talking about this on Touch Base Daily 2 days ago. I am interested in going to conferences where I am going to be able to develop as a professional, where there are continuing education things, where you can learn about things. And NAB does that for me, the National Association of Broadcasters. So that's why when I can, usually that was my thing every year. I need to go back next year. I couldn't this year, but I'm there. They do. If you need to get some more information and learn more about the updates and like an Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro, they've got those sessions. So they've got educational sessions. They've also got the entertainment sessions where they're interviewing people. To me, NABJ tends to be too much of panel interviewing. This is what I did. What did I learn? To me,
from what I'm getting, is that this organization is more of, oh, look how great we are, but we're not going to talk about anything that can advance you as a journalist. It's just, hey, we're going to meet and have our rah-rah session, and oh, look, aren't we great?
So
this and that. And
it's more social?
Well, no. It is a professional organization, but in terms of developing you as a journalist, it is more about making connections, and it's an advocacy group for Black journalists. So it is not fostering, I shouldn't say it's not.
You're not going to find a lot of workshops and
you're not going to find workshops where you're going how-tos, how to do X, Y, and Z.
Are they doing things to reach the younger generation, to pull them to say, hey, because see, it's more of a we're going to meet in our annual conference and talk about, it's like a shareholders meeting. Like we're going to talk
It's
about
like
what
a
this
class reunion.
Yes, and they're not helping with it's not the Consumer Electronics Show where you get the newest stuff and what's forward thinking and this is what you should be paying attention to. It's more of a rah look what we did for the last 12 months.
And I can't really speak for, because as I said, I've not been to an NABJ conference before, so I don't know everything, but I've been to enough industry conferences, NAB, NATP, right? I go to industry conferences all the time. And I know, I mean, it's the same reason that I no longer go to the the NCA, National Communication Association conferences, because that is very specific for communication educators on the university level. And there are some high school, but mostly university level, about presenting papers. And they are not practical, meaning you're not getting, what's happening in the industry. No, it's about us talking about the industry. I'm not interested in that. I've done enough of that. Okay. I'm academic enough. I don't need that. So I'm not interested in going to those types of conferences anymore, except BEA, Broadcast Education Association, is coupled together with NAB. So I could get the academic side of it and then go right across to the convention center, and they've got the trade show happening. That is what I'm interested in. So I'm saying all of that to say that I'm not a member because of those things. And then after I saw what happened this week, I was like, see, damn it, I knew there was a reason I wasn't a member. But I am not saying don't join NABJ. It is still very necessary for Black journalists to have a place to have advocacy and feel comfortable. So it is important.
So can we say the issue here with NABJ is leadership?
Yes, we can 100% say that the issue is leadership. This week I was asked, did anything good come up? Well, let's talk about what happened. So it is customary for the NABJ to invite political candidates during election cycles to attend the annual convention. I don't know if they call it a conference or convention, but same thing, to attend the annual conference. So this year they did invite both Vice President Kamala Harris and him. Let me be professional about it and say his name. I hate saying his name.
45.
Trump.
45.
They invited both of them. He has been invited to NABJ's conference since 2016. He has never accepted the invitation. Now that there is a threat to his reelection campaign, he wants to be in front of Black folks all of a sudden, and Black journalists all of a sudden.
The Blacks.
Exactly, as Joy Reid said, the Blacks. So he wants to be in front of the Blacks all of a sudden. So they did, and this was actually a last-minute decision to have him come. What happened is he is coming last minute, and the Harris campaign could not, because of a couple of things. She was speaking at
Sheila Jackson Lee.
Sheila Jackson Lee's yes.
Funeral.
So she was going to be there. There was also some other things that she had pre-committed to, so she could not get out of it. The campaign asked, could she appear virtually or at a later time do something? And NABJ said no. The leadership said no. So they were running to catch his coattails to have him there, but would not accommodate Harris. This is the first failure, and this is the first thing that members are upset about, because make no mistake, members are upset. So now he gets on stage. There are 3 journalists there.
Late. It's an hour late, right? That's what they said.
40 minutes late. They started 40 minutes late. And here's the thing. It was his fault that they started late. But the things that he's pointing to the failures in this. And let's remember that he's trying to set Black people up as incompetent and less than. So he pointed to the fact that they started 40 minutes late. That's your fault. You showed up that time. He also pointed to the fact with that people couldn't hear him. That was the NABJ, their equipment. No.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
They're less than. that they're less than.
So he's already trying to set this up in the public's mind, which is why it was so dangerous to have him there in the first place. What did you think? Now, like I said, it is customary to invite political candidates to speak. However, knowing what you know about this individual, knowing how he has treated these other platforms before, this is a very special case. And since this is supposed to be a safe space for Black journalists and an advocacy group for journalism and Black journalists, you did not create a safe space for these 3 Black women journalists.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that the NAACP came out and said, we support these women, because the first thing he did was, let me get her name, the journalist from ABC. Yes. Rachel Scott from ABC. She is a White House correspondent for ABC News.
Yep.
And he continuously attacks her, basically calling her stupid and dumb, etc. So she asked a very hard-hitting question, which talked about his language before, racist language that was targeted toward the Black community. And she ended with, why should Black voters believe you now, basically? And he says, well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question more rudely and that you didn't even say hello, which I am not your friend.
He started chastising her like she was
chastising her as if she's a child.
They didn't fawn over him like when he goes to Fox or when he called, they fawn. So because they
or to make us look like angry Black women.
Yes, it's the setup. And he went on there to talk to show MAGA. He didn't go there to learn, to discover, he went on there
to set the record straight.
None of that. He does things to show his base. He talks to his base constantly. So going to NABJ wasn't to learn about hands across the aisle. He's just going to show look, I'm going to show my people, look, this is how I can do what I want to do, and they're going to give me money. That's why
and how I control these people.
He only does things to get money from his base.
Exactly. So he was using them.
Yes.
And the fact that NABJ leadership did not see that, and they were staunch and in defending bringing him there. Well, it was surprising to me, and it's incredible. One of
the excuses I heard online was that, we're journalists and we're supposed to seek both sides of the picture, and the truth on both sides, and we should hear the other side. You've heard him since 2016. What do you need to know?
He's not going to change. And the thing is, if you are a good journalist, you pay attention to patterns of certain individuals. Do you go and keep interviewing the same people who repeatedly lie, who you know and have been proven to repeatedly lie? And one of the things they did is that, we're going to have PolitiFact there so that they can fact check. Part of the thing is they didn't catch everything, and the journalists on stage did not catch everything, and they did not point it out.
So this is what I heard, that they had a separate place to fact check. They weren't going, because he got upset because he didn't want the live fact checking. They wanted to do live fact checking right then, but he made a fuss, so they did it on a website or something.
And see, that is the problem.
Nobody knew that.
Nobody even knew he was coming. This is why the chair stepped down. The chair of the convention stepped down. Members are extremely upset. This has really put a mark on NABJ. This is one of the only places that Black journalists have, as I said, for advocacy. And really, we talk about fostering self-esteem. That's what that is for, because Black journalists already, and the Black press, already face so much when it comes to reporting. It is dangerous. It is a dangerous job as it is. And now you put it is very dangerous. April Ryan has been very vocal about all of this.
I follow her. Yeah, there's been a lot of anger. There's
a lot of anger, rightfully so. And so I do believe in seeing both sides. You are supposed to be impartial as a journalist. You're supposed to hear everything, but we've already heard what he has had to say, and there was no indication that he was going to come and clear up and do anything. Secondly, I think that and this is no disrespect to those journalists, but you need these are journalists that are correspondents that are usually in the field that we hear, taking, so they're not faced with a daily show where they have people on that are hostile, that they have to. So it's a different
Right.
type of journalism.
Right.
Joy Reid, Roland Martin, those would
Yep.
have been two people I would have
Perfect.
made sure to have on stage. And then you
Perfect.
don't also let him call the shots. And no, we need live political checking. And if you
Yeah.
can't do that, you can't come.
Yeah, I agree.
They let him call too many of the shots. And Ken Lemon is the current president of the NABJ. And I don't know if people are like, is this a feather in your cap to have him here? Is this what this is? So it reeks of, I'm, trying to make myself look good in this administration. Oh, NABJ was able to bring XYZ, but the very person you shunned the other side, especially when they were trying to make things. So then they tried to scramble and get. So I don't know what's happening now, and if VP Harris is actually going to address NABJ at a later
time for that. She might not have.
He might not have time. Exactly. During a presidential, it is very difficult. And see, the lies that were out there, of course, he said that she declined or refused to come. No, she tried. And see, the thing is, the fact that you would not protect, this is the hypocrisy in this. NABJ is there to protect Black journalists then you are also by default protecting Black people.
Right.
You failed when you did not protect Rachel Scott on stage, and you failed by not making accommodations for Vice President Harris.
Right.
If we're talking about being fair and impartial, how is this fair and impartial? You only have one side. So everybody's saying that, shut up. I'm saying you should shut up. I'm saying this also as a journalist, somebody who works in this field, somebody who does this. And to be honest, all of us are journalists because we're all doing a level of interviewing. We're all journalists, obviously on different levels, but we're all media. So we should all of us that do this, if you're a live streamer, if you're a blogger, if you're a vlogger, you should be upset with this type of thing. You should be very upset. So, that's what's going on and what is happening. For those people who don't know, it is a very important story because this could have easily been any journalism organization. And it also shows the lack of respect that they have for Black journalists and Black press. And here's the thing, and I brought this up. I don't know whether or not this was an attempt to try and get it, because remember, at the presidential debate the first one that happened, where Biden did so terribly, and he did terribly as well.
Call it what it is. Call it what it is.
Exactly. He did terribly, but so did him. 45 him. Cheeto said he did terribly. So there was just a whole mess of a show. In that, there were no Black press members that were invited. The Black press was not invited. So I don't know if this was their attempt to try and level that off by having him there, but it was the wrong thing to do. So now what you have done is you have shown us that we as the Black press are secondary to you getting the shine for having somebody notable there. You have shown us misogynoir because you're not protecting Black female journalists. And you have shown us that you are piss poor leadership. So I don't know what's going to happen I don't know if he's going to be asked to step down. I have not seen that yet. But you definitely don't have a chance when it comes to the next election cycle, if that's something. So he may decide, well, I'm not running or what. You don't have a chance. And I think it's despicable. At this point, I'm not joining the organization because now you've managed to fracture an entire organization. If this is how you treat members, why would I? By the way, members pay for this.
Yes, they
paid for the pleasure of being disrespected. Congratulations. You have to think about, you only exist because members pay. So I'm not paying my money for an organization that does that. I'm going to keep going where I'm going. And even if the spaces don't look like me, I make my space in those organizations and dare them to challenge me. But I'm not going to go to my own and then have the propensity to be treated like this. I refuse. So go ahead. I'm sorry. That's
no. You're right. I agree 100%. I was following this because I follow Roland Martin, and I saw one of his tweets about this. I was like, well, what is going on? So my question is to the leadership, what was the end goal of inviting him? Besides the little thing they put out about, we got to be fair and do both sides.
It looks like Fran has a answer. Go ahead.
They wanted to they are still enamored with all of that. And they wanted to feel like like Dr. Tachi said, they wanted to say that they did something major, and they are still oohing and awing about somebody who don't have all of that. Oh, what do we talk about? He don't have no receipts, but they still oohing and awing like he does.
And this reminds me of the meme of, here's that attention that you ordered. You wanted attention, you got it. And Cat Williams has a joke about the tiger, something about a tiger doing something. He said, well, why are you mad at the tiger? The tiger just tigering.
Yes, I watched that special.
It's tigering. The shark is shocking. If you invite the scorpion, the other story that I like about the scorpion riding, I think that the hippo's back crossed in the river, and then once we get over there, you bit me. You go, why did you bite me? Because I'm a scorpion. That's what I do. So you cannot get upset. So that was my thing to the leadership. Why invite him? Why?
Because they wanted to look good. They thought it was going to make them look good.
I think they thought they could handle it.
But on top of that, here's the attention you wanted. Like Dr. Taji started out. Who knew NABG and NABJ before this? Not the mainstream.
No,
it's now they're looking at y'all like, ooh, I will not join that group.
I would never. There would have to be new leadership, new direction. And again, it's not like this is the only thing. I wasn't joining in the first place because I didn't feel there was enough of the things I needed. And again, it's not for that, but to support, I would join. But I'm not supporting that. I refuse. I refuse. And they probably are not crying over my lost dollars, but I'm not crying over them.
Question. So it's the dude who's in charge. The people that are in charge for making a decision, are they all dudes? Because I got the feeling some women probably would have said, wait.
I think there's a woman that stepped down, right?
There is the woman who stepped down was the chair of the convention. I don't know if she has another title in leadership, but she was the convention chair or co-chair, the chair.
Right.
So she stepped down. But there was, I can't remember her name. I have to look it up. But there is another woman, and she was the one. She was the one saying, "Oh well, look." She said, "Look at y'all. You hear how you sound? We're supposed to,
I know who you're talking about, because that's how I got. That's how I got. I went into this because Roland Martin retweeted her. I know the person you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And my thing is, if you are looking for notoriety and to be famous, this is not the way. At the expense of members who pay. And that really is the crux of this whole thing. Members pay to come to this conference. This is the once a year, right, that they have some time off to commune with colleagues, to see people they haven't seen in a while, to get, some information on what's happening in the field, talk to people in the field, network. And this is the mark that you want to put on it. I know a few people who are at NABJ right now. I have not spoken to them to find out how they feel, but that might be a Mediascope thing when all these people come back. I'm like, hey, I need you guys to come on Mediascope and let's talk about what this is.
Right. So I was trying to find the ladies that we're talking about, her name. I'm looking at Roland's tweets but he got a lot of stuff going on here. Because he had spoken out on Twitter, and this person blocked him she didn't like what he said, so she blocked him. And I can't find it.
Well, I'm looking at the breaking news, and Harris just got officially secures the Democratic presidential nomination.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We knew that was going to happen. It was just a matter of formality.
Yeah. I cannot find, because that's how I got into this, was that I saw Roland was saying something about somebody from NABJ blocked them, and then I was like, well, what's going on?
Because you knew he was going to come out and say something. To block, and at this point, when you look at it's so interesting, because as soon as this happened, as soon as I started seeing this, I went to all their social media and started looking at the the comments.
Yeah.
I'm not taking comments, into consideration, comments from people who are not, you can have an opinion, but if you are not a journalist and you are not like really connected to NABJ and understand, then you're just talking, right? So,
Right.
There's a lot of that. Oh, well, did you even know NABJ before this? So I'm not, and not that you don't have the right to say something, but your opinion is not as weighty as people that are members of the organization or people that understand the organization or are journalists themselves. It doesn't carry as much weight.
Right. Right. And see,
So
that's what I'm saying about following people. Like, you don't have to follow Roland Martin. I'm just saying I follow him because I've seen what he's done from being on CNN and for a long time. So I knew about NABJ because he talked about them before, and he's gone to their conventions or whatever they're calling it, and he's broadcasting on his network. So I knew about it. But this woman, I forgot, I'm still trying to find that she went at everybody that had a response, not just Roland. But I was like, he was like, oh, she blocked me. And then I went into the thread, and then she was going at people about, oh, you have to show both sides, and there's something good that comes out of this. And I'm
nothing
like,
good came out of. Oh yeah, no, something good did come out of this. That you all are not the type of leadership that Black journalists need and that Black journalism needs. We need people who are going to be advocates for us. It is already hard enough out there, and to do so. But they're being defensive. They are on the defensive because they want to think that they
don't have
made
a leg
the right
to stand
decision.
on. If you're blocking someone like Roland who knows how to debate people and comes with the facts, he doesn't come with opinion, comes with the facts, and you, instead of you may have responded once or twice and then you didn't like what he said, so you blocked him. I'm like, that tells me a lot about you, because get in there and say what you got to say. And he's got so many tweets I can't find her name, but
it's okay. We'll find it.
Yeah,
but that is this story of what happened. So the NABJ invited him 45 to come, and he did come and did what he normally does. There are a lot of news outlets talking about the obviously the lies that were told on the stage, including the fact that he said question Kamala Harris's race. And that she just became Black all of a sudden. Never mind that she went to HBCU, that she is half Jamaican, that she is. I mean, she was a member of. She's not only is she a member of AKA, but she was also a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. So
this is why I like Twitter. Because I love Black Twitter, because they took that "when I turned Black" and turned that into a hashtag and put the stories about, well, the day I discovered I was Black. Exactly. And they went into a whole thing like spades and getting your hair straightened and all. So they took that and turned it into this running joke and meme, which they do for a lot of things. So,
they did the same thing with Black jobs.
Yes, Black. So Simone Biles, I think she posted yesterday or today about her. She loves her Black job, being the GOAT, winning all the medals. She said, "I love my Black job." People ran with that, so they took that and was like, the hashtag was trending. When I turned Black, I was like, well, how do you turn Black?
But the fact that they continue to have him, and then he cut off the interview early. It was supposed to be like for an hour. I think after half an hour, and you came late, he cut this off. So, nothing was gained or accomplished in that. And again, these people pay to be a member of this organization, and they paid for the conference. And you effectively disrespected everyone by allowing him to come. This is not going to bode well for you. So that's the story with that.
So that was very entertaining this week. In a funny and personally, I watch him and look at the things he's saying. I laugh because this is what's going on with him. His base is his base. They love him no matter what. There is no convincing those people to leave him. And I'm like,
we don't want those people.
I don't care. You can love him, but you guys go over there, make your own little MAGA world over there. Go over there. I don't care what you do, but don't go over there. Go over there, take, you and your leader, go over there. But there's no and I know a lot of people that try to convince people that think like that. I'm like, why are you wasting your time? It's a cult.
It is.
Okay, so there's something in order for you to understand crazy, you have to be crazy.
Yes.
Which is why none of us get it.
They're in a cult, and I don't want to waste my time trying to take them out of the cult.
No.
That's how I feel about it.
Exactly.
And that's that. I still haven't found. I was still trying to find her name.
No, it's okay. If you find it, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to the next story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Squid Game is ending with season 3.
Why? Because nobody asked for seasons 2 and 3.
Well, here's the thing.
I didn't even watch one.
I haven't
was
watched
not
one either.
interested in seeing people bloody and dragged off of a tennis court because they lost a game. That is not
that
what
didn't
I'm
appeal to
interested in
me.
seeing. No, it doesn't. So it's a return date. So Netflix has set a return date and an end date for Squid Game. So this has been the biggest series ever for Netflix, and it's going to be the day after Christmas, December 26th, that it will debut. But that is also the start of their final season. So it is 3 seasons. It's a 3-season pony for this one, and then it is done. So writer and director Hwang Dong-hyuk announced that the 3rd and final season will be was set to premiere in 2025. So actually it's December 26th, but then it goes into 2025, right? Obviously. So yeah, no more Squid Game after this. So did any of you watch any of Squid Game?
No.
Okay, well, then that's that with that. I've never watched Squid Game either. I was not interested in it, but it is the biggest series ever for them, so somebody was watching it. So, all right, so something else will come to take its place. Don't worry. Moving on from Squid Game, speaking of ending, well, it never started. I don't know if I told you, but I think I did. Battlestar Galactica. Have you all ever watched Battlestar Galactica?
Back in the 80s or whenever it came out?
I don't believe so.
I watched it back in the 80s because it had Lauren Green from Bonanza was one of the... Okay, that was an old show, but okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Because I know I'm freezing a little bit.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. And it's because I have too many tabs open. That's the thing. Usually I use another device, but I did not today. So Battlestar Galactica is no longer, they were going to do a reboot. It is no longer in the works at Peacock. Probably because nobody asked for it, but as we said, who asked for this? But yeah, they've been cooking this up at Peacock for a while, and it's no longer in development at Peacock, according to Variety. Now, this doesn't mean, I don't think, that it could not be taken someplace else. But the thing is, who is interested in it? That is the thing. So yeah. No Battlestar Galactica for you. No soup for you. Let's talk about what else is not happening. Jimmy Kimmel and John Mulaney have passed on hosting the Oscars. Now, Jimmy Kimmel has hosted quite a few times, and he was asked to host the Oscars this time, which is happening in September. Not that much longer before it happens, but he passed on it. So now they're going to have ABC. It's going to be on ABC. They're going to have to do a deep dive to find an Oscars host. So and I'm wondering why they asked so late. This is interesting.
Suggestion. They could just do an AI host. Who cares?
Or don't broadcast it because we don't care
for that either.
Who cares? Who cares
for that? You know what? Go ahead. Sorry.
They spent all that time with that opening scene, and I'm like, AI it, or get rid of it, or just have an AI host. Who cares? Just have a voiceover. Who cares? And the winner of the best picture is, and they come on up.
Yes, just get to the point. We don't. I was
That's my
watching.
suggestion. They don't
Okay,
have to
so
pay somebody. They don't have to figure out who it is. ABC saves money.
Okay, so
Women.
there's a show that I watched, Claim to Fame, to find out who's related to somebody. Okay.
Mhm,
You know what
mhm.
I do? I record it, scrub through it to the end so they reveal whatever. I don't want to see all that extra. Just tell me who this person's revealed to, who they're related to. I'm good.
If a video doesn't let me scrub through, I'm not watching it. Because I'm like, so get an AI person, AI journalist. Remember the video that Caroline showed us with the AI. Who cares?
Or you know what? Hire one celebrity, two celebrities. You know how they do the announcements of the Emmys and the Oscars, who are the nominees.
They get two actors.
Do that. Listen, hire 8, hire 10 of them, or hire as many of them as you know that need to. You know, if you want to have different ones for each one.
Chatbot.
Then, but even if even if we don't want that, you know, because Hollywood is not going to go for that, but they may go for paying actors or celebrities to go ahead and announce who the winners of these things are, just like you would do. But you don't need to have everybody get dress up, everybody go to the what is it, the Hollywood Hotel or wherever you all do it, and sit there with dry stuffed chicken and 3 sprigs of asparagus and rubbish potatoes, 3 wrinkled potatoes. They can skip that and stay home. You could do an after party if you want to. Listen, do an after party because it's for you all. Yeah. I don't want to sit there.
I like to see the fashions and the diamonds, and after that,
I have that.
That's all I care about.
You can have that separately. Because they do a red carpet thing before the show starts.
Exactly.
Well, that's the only part they really need to show, and then just tell us who won.
Well, right. You know why
red
that
carpet,
worked?
who won?
You can watch the clips the next day.
Right. All I need is the clips the next day.
Exactly.
The reason that it worked before was because we did not have, first of all, we were more enamored with celebrity because they were more untouchable than they are now. We did not have influencers and people that we consider stars that, you know, that we actually have access to. We did not have this transactional back and forth. It was, they came out with a movie or whatever, you may see them in public and that's it. There was such a division and a distance between us. So it worked back then because you wanted to see what was going on, right? You also wanted to have that kind of access to these things that you wouldn't. Now there's social media. Now there are other types of content that compete with that. So nobody cares. This is why year after year, the viewership goes down on all of this.
But Gen Z doesn't watch. Gen Z doesn't watch. Gen Z
doesn't care.
We only watched in the past because it was like, oh, Whoopi Goldberg is the host. Well, I like Whoopi. I want to see what she's going to say.
When was the last time? When was the last time they had young actors? Who are all these people?
They don't believe in that.
Is there anybody under 30?
You may get, it depends on, because you have to watch, you know, if it's the Emmys, for example, watch television and see, okay, well, what are the shows that are getting these awards? Do they have younger people in them? If they don't, you know, something like a Netflix and the what's that show on Netflix in the 80s and the Supernatural,
Stranger Things.
So something like Stranger Things, they're all young, right? So if they're getting an Emmy for that, you're going to see them at the Emmys. But the overwhelming majority of program, because then they also have the daytime Emmys, but then that includes children's programming, right?
Right.
So that's a different thing. But you don't have a whole lot of, in the primetime Emmys, you're not having a whole lot of things for the Oscars. You're not having a whole lot of younger people there. There's nobody I want to see.
Okay, because you would have to do movies like what's the one, The Quiet Place or something. Okay, that is not Oscar worthy. So all of the movies that they seem like produced for somebody younger is weirdo horror films,
right?
And it was like,
and then Hollywood uses the Oscars as a self-congratulatory pat on the
Yeah,
back. Look how
which
great
I
we
believe
are.
in. I believe in
okay.
that.
Yeah.
But we don't have to see it.
No, we don't
Congratulate
have
yourselves off camera.
And then run it on YouTube if you want the rest of us to see it, and we'll let you know whether we like it if we tune in.
Yes, exactly. If you want to do that, because again, but they don't know any other way. I can't blame them. It's not their fault. I also actually feel sorry for them. They don't know any other way because they're in so deep that they have to make money, and the only way they feel and know how they can make money, like that big money, is through television, because they can charge so much for it, and they're also beholden to shareholders. So it's like they're in a hole that they cannot climb out of. But the rest of us are like looking at YouTube. The rest of us are looking at streaming. Why do you think there was such a backlash when Netflix started to really contend for a war? People were livid because they don't like change. They don't like change. So, the thing is, the world is going to move on without you. And this is not that I'm anti the industry. I'm not. I think that industry was there and walked so that the rest of us could basically run. But now we're running, and you all are still stuck.
You're
walking.
stuck. You're dinosaurs.
I don't want to watch these award shows. Every once in a while, all right, I'll look at the highlights or whatever. The only thing that I usually watch, like you said, is the fashion. And so that's what appeals to me.
They do the red carpet interview. Well, who are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing Oscar de la Renta. And you look at that, and then the show starts, and you're like, well, I'm going to do something else.
But they're not necessarily saying anything profound either on the red carpet interview. Because here's the thing: I've done red carpet interviews, like at film festivals, and like I vowed, like I'm not doing red carpet. First of all, it's a lot of work. I'm not that tall, so people try to step in front of me, and I have to.
And then you're trying to get a sound bite from the celebrity, whereas now with social media, the celebrity can say a sound bite anytime they want and get,
on their IG.
Their fans will say, I don't need
direct
you anymore.
Direct to consumer.
And then you don't have a Joan Rivers anymore for the red carpet, which is why you were watching the red carpet. And for the fashion. So
you're right.
What is Joan going to say? She said, nobody does that anymore now.
Right. So. The thing is, the days of having big red carpet personalities are really basically over. You don't really see that as much anymore. It still happens, but again, I think people need to look closer and ask, do we care? There is a segment of the population who cares, yes. Yeah. But is it the segment of the population that will garner money and eyes for you? Maybe. But so anyway, they are having to find a new one. So after Jimmy Kimmel declined, they asked John Mulaney. If you don't know who he is, he has a show that just finished. John Mulaney Presents. Everybody's in LA. So they asked him to do it, and he also declined. So they're still searching for, also, ABC is also searching for a host for the Emmys. So they're looking for so this should tell you something. Forget us, we told you we don't want to, well, you're not listening, fine. If you're having this much of a problem finding people to host what is supposed to be the biggest night for you and could be a big night for their career, this tells you something, because I don't know why they decline, but I'm sure they're like, okay, I don't feel like doing it, right? Or let me do something else.
It's not the kingmaker it used to be.
No,
if you were going to the Oscar host, that was like the thing, the pinnacle, especially for comedians. Oh, I made it. I'm on Johnny Carson. I made it. That kind of thing doesn't happen anymore. You can discover it anywhere. It's not giving me any clout. Plus, there's a lot of backlash. Who was that got the backlash a few years ago? Was it Kevin Hart?
Was it Ricky Gervais?
No, it was somebody, but the backlash of how dare you invite this person because XYZ whatever. That celebrity or that comedian or that host doesn't want to go through that. Why do I have to go through that? I'm already established. I already got a show. I already do this. I already do that. I don't need the headache. Of being canceled.
Exactly.
So that's why they turn it down. And you're thinking like, John, who? Why is he turning it down? Because he doesn't want to go through the rigmarole and the backlash of whatever. when they go and dredge up whatever he did in 1980, whatever. I don't know how old he is, but I'm just saying that Gen Z will go back and drag you for, oh, you
Yeah.
did this, yeah, like they did David Letterman. Oh, back David Letterman. Da, da, da. I was like, wait a minute, that's a different time.
There's
The
no
only-
drag like a Gen Z drag.
Don't
I'll tell
go
you
back
that.
to 1980, 1970. You weren't born, and plus things was different. So
Exactly.
drag from last year or the year before or 5 years, but there's plenty of people to drag for the last 5 years because they've done things. But
Exactly.
don't go back and David Letterman did this and that did that in 1980. Please.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear it.
All right, so moving on from that, there's a lot to talk about with that, but moving on. Don Lemon is suing Elon Musk and X, alleging fraud and breach of contract over the X show. If you remember, he was supposed to have a show on X. He did an interview with Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk didn't like it that much and X'd the entire show. No worries. Don Lemon is actually doing really well on YouTube. I don't know if any of you all have watched him, but he's got his whole channel on YouTube, very similar to what Roland Martin does, except Roland Martin has an entire network. But so I don't know if Don Lemon goes to a whole bunch of things. He calls his people lemon heads. So he has a whole community. But he's doing really well over on YouTube. But it's like, oh no, you don't. He is suing him for breach of contract. Yeah.
Who is suing who?
Don Lemon is suing X and Elon Musk for canceling that show. So it was supposed to be an exclusive deal, and he was promising, X and Elon Musk was promising 1.5 million annually, full authority over his content, also financial incentives. And that was a bid to profit off of his, Don Lemon's reputation, and also to attract advertisers. So, according to NBC,
I'm going to have to go look. I do Roland Martin, but I'm going to have to check out Living.
Yeah, he's on YouTube, so you can check out his show, and it's daily, several times a day, I think.
I'm not understanding why more people are not doing YouTube as their platform. You know what I mean?
Because we've been told, or we've been fed, that the only thing that matters, that makes it real, is if it's on TV. That's what we've been fed. And so that's what why do you think all these people are climbing and climbing to try and get a show on television? I'm like, you're not going to, and I'm not trying to be mean, but there for all the people that want something on television, there is not enough space, and they don't know you. And so, the thing is, there is a thought process where this is not something that counts. Oh, I said this before. I actually was on a thing, this was last year or probably 2 years ago now, where Mario Armstrong did a session on Clubhouse. So it had to be about 2 years ago now. And somebody came up on stage and was asking about something. And she said, because she had gotten some press or whatever in mainstream publications. And she said, I have a lot of people asking me how I got, on mainstream or how I got in these publications. And the thing is, they don't realize that, they're only Instagram famous. I actually have, so that is the thought process. I made a whole Be More about that. I was like, wow. So that's the thought process that people have. They don't respect it unless it is cable, unless it is a major streamer, unless it is broadcast. That's why.
Okay.
But that's fine, because that's more for us over on YouTube. No problem.
Wow.
Anyway, so I'm going to stop there because we are running over time, and those are the stories I had.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to thank everybody who's watching live and on the replay. This is actually a good conversation, and there's a lot of little rabbit holes we could go down today, but we'll save those for another time. We just want to say thank you for tuning in to Tech Life Weekly. We invite you to become a part of the BizChicks community. You can text biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. We are having our first Monday event coming up on Monday, August the 5th. We will be at a Seasons 52, 11:30 a.m. So if you are available, come and join us for that. And see what I can do about maybe getting it streamed, but I'm going to see. But we're going to have a good conversation, talk about a few things, and we need to start prepping for 2025. It's August, people. I don't even remember July. Seriously.
I know, right?
July is a blur. Like always, we are here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. And we will see you next week. Dr. Tachi's on IndieSoupMedia.tv. Go check it out. And we'll be back on Monday. Bye-bye.